Hey collectors, welcome back. So I wanted to change it up and showcase a figure I got more recently, which is this Death Knight 112 collectible action figure by Vtoys. I'm not too familiar with this company itself, but the product that they produce for this Batman Death Knight definitely looks really good. I did get this as a birthday present from my friend, and I'm super thankful for this gift and grateful to have him as a friend for being so thoughtful. So, big shout out to you. The figure itself I'll show you in a bit, but just the box, you can see Death Knight, and then there's a picture of him in the front, and then on the side it just says Death Knight again. And then on the back, it just shows the company's name, a little bit of warning that this is more of a adult collectible and not a toy because they do have some smaller pieces and I guess they don't want little kids to choke on it. If you do want to look into the company itself, they do have a website which is www.vtoystudio.com. Alright, let's take a look at inside and have some fun. So this is the packaging inside, and I have to say it looks really nice. It comes with the figure itself, 6 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, and then this is actually, I thought it was Batarang at first, but it's actually a hook for his lantern, for his other accessories. So the other part of the accessory that comes with is his 3 different weapons, and the lantern itself, and also his cape. So let's assemble this bad boy together and I'll show you how it looks like. So this is how he looks like out of the packaging. I put a little bit of accessories on him and he's super eye-catchy. Especially if you look at him from a far distance, he most definitely can be your centerpiece for most of your figurine collection. So as I bring him up a little bit closer to show you the sculpt work is very nicely detailed. Let me put down his two-handed weapon here, and the overall aesthetics is actually very nicely done. So he has 2 armor pieces right here, which are his shoulders, and it's just 2 magnets. So they actually just clip on right where his shoulder is and actually help holds the cape in its place. So let me take down the cape itself to show you afterwards. But the two-handed weapon earlier has a magnet on the middle part right here. So actually his back has a magnet as well too, and it just clips on and it stays in place, so it looks like he's carrying his weapon on his back. As for the cape itself, you can see it's quite large. There's still a little bit of wiring on the edge, so you can shape it the way you want it in your display. And then his hooded area, if you can see that he has 2 little holes here just for his bat ears. So that was very thoughtful for them to think of that. So as when you want to put the hood on, you can actually have his bat ears showing up. So the coloring on the cape is very nicely well done. You can see that it's kind of brown on the bottom. It looks like he's been, roaming around the dark side for many years, and he's dragging his cape in the mud, in the battlefields, and so it looks quite worn out and dirty. And then if you do really see these white spots, it looks a little weird on the camera, but I think the representation is that he's been through a lot of battles and all the ashes has just stuck onto his cape itself. When I saw the promo pics for this figure, he actually looked very cool and very demonic looking. I actually really wanted it. However, I wasn't too familiar with the company itself, Vtoys, during that time, and the only way I can get access to his figure was through AliExpress, and I never actually ordered figurines through AliExpress, so I wasn't really sure how the product would look compared to the actual pictures that were shown. So this held me back from buying the figure in the first place until my friend actually got it and I was able to play around with it at his place, and I was fairly impressed with the figure itself. I knew that, of course there was a little bit issues here and there. I sort of really wanted it, but I still held back because I wasn't sure how he was gonna fit in with my figurine collection, just because I did collect a lot of Batman back in the days. Majority of them were Play Arts Batman because they had really cool iteration of Batman in those series during its prime. But they're a little bit taller. Like I think they're more, if you look at the comparison in the pictures or actually in my videos, he stands around 7 inches tall. All my play arts usually stand around at least 9 inches to 10 inches tall, so they're a little bit taller, so I couldn't really fit them into that display. So I held back on him for another time because I really didn't know what would go well with him until my friend actually got it for me as a birthday present, which I was super happy and extremely grateful for getting it. And now I really have to think of where to put him. I think he does kind of matches with a lot of the new figures that they make from Mythic Legion. So I was kind of looking into that figure line to see what would go well in a display with him. Now that I actually own the figure and at a closer look, he does really remind me of a Batman Beyond Death Knight version of him, which is really cool because I think the Batman Beyond series was also a very cool Batman series that I watched when I was growing up. But when I was looking at his feet, where he has these little claws, it really reminded me of the Toy Biz version of Black Panther, which I will bring out and show you in comparison. Especially, well, except for the part that it was painted gold. The same kind of claw looking shape. And to be honest, I think both figure looks very similar to each other. Like he's the little brother and he's the older brother. The cape and then the covered mouth and everything. And as you can see, the size comparison, he is a little bit taller. Like I said, he's 7 inches tall, and even Toy Biz versions of, I think he's around 5.5 inches tall. So he has a little bit height on him, but overall they look very similar. In conclusion, I think he is a fantastic figure to have, especially if you like to collect different iteration of Batman. He is one of the top ones that you should have on your list. I love the figure itself overall. Everything looks really good on him. Like I said, he is a little bit different, but he most definitely will stand out from a lot of your different figurines. So he could be a centerpiece with nothing else, but if you have other things to sort of match him up with, perfect, right? I would say the only thing is he's a little bit more expensive than a lot of figures. He does go around $200 or more after shipping through AliExpress. So watch your wallet when you're buying him. I didn't show you all the articulation of the figure itself, but of course there are going to be limitations and there's certain things that you probably can't really pose him in. But when you're playing with him, I think one thing is he is a very delicate figure, so you have to really be careful and cautious when you're handling with him. You don't want to break any pieces, but at the same time you don't want to be too rough, so you just have to be patient when you're trying to display him in a certain way you want. Just be careful. I think that's the main thing I wanted to say. But all in all, I think he is a really worth it figure to buy. So if you have the extra cash and you really want Batman and you want him in your collection, I say definitely go and get him. Thanks for watching for this video, and I really appreciate you guys stick around to watch to the end, and I hope you get yours, and then message me when you guys do get your figure as well too. Take care for now. Bye bye.